Throughout history, some of humanity's greatest battles have been fought not with weapons, but with endurance against the cold. Medieval monks faced this struggle daily, living in stone monasteries that trapped winter's chill. Their survival depended on discipline and ingenuity, not technology. Each day, from icy dawn prayers to long winter nights, the cold was relentless. The stone walls, meant for protection, became reservoirs of cold, drawing heat from their bodies. Monks developed a system of survival based on simple, powerful principles, working with nature, not against it. Warmth was precious, found in shared spaces, layered clothing, and careful posture. Their approach was holistic, small, interconnected actions that made life sustainable. These monasteries were not just places of prayer, but laboratories of survival. The monks became scientists of subsistence, passing down practical knowledge through generations. Their story is a quiet epic of resilience, showing that necessity, not ambition, drives innovation. In the cold stones of their sacred homes, they wrote a testament to human endurance. The monastic cell was a place of solitude and a formidable adversary. Built from thick stone, these cells absorbed and radiated cold, especially in winter. The real threat was not just cold, but dampness. Stone walls absorbed moisture, making the air colder and more dangerous. Dampness accelerated heat loss and created perfect conditions for illness. Every surface, the floor, walls, even the air, worked to steal a monk's warmth. The monks' first challenge, insulate themselves from the cold, damp stone. Their second, create a microclimate around their bodies to trap heat. Heating the entire cell was impossible, so they focused on the bed, their primary defense. The bed became a fortress, the one place where warmth could be preserved. By understanding their environment, monks turned their beds into survival systems. Their ingenuity lay in focusing on what mattered most, protecting themselves during the most vulnerable hours. The bed was not just furniture, it was a lifeline. The monks learned that cold air settles near the floor, creating a pool of frigid air. Sleeping on the ground meant inviting sickness. Their solution, elevate the bed on a wooden platform. Even a foot of elevation lifted them above the coldest air. Wood, unlike stone, is a poor conductor of heat, acting as an insulator. The space beneath the bed allowed air to circulate, preventing moisture buildup and mold. The design was simple, just a frame and slats, but every detail served a purpose. This elevation was the foundation of their nighttime warmth. By adapting their immediate environment, monks created a small sanctuary above the cold. The elevated bed was a victory of placement and material over the elements. It was a practical, low-energy solution to a relentless problem. With this simple change, they fundamentally altered their relationship with the cold. Sometimes, survival is about rising just a little above danger. Elevation was only the first step. Next came insulation. The monks used straw for their mattresses, nature's insulator, trapping air in countless tiny pockets. A thick straw mattress, or paillasse, provided both warmth and comfort. Keeping the straw dry was crucial. Damp straw lost its insulating power and bred disease. Monasteries regularly replaced straw, ensuring beds stayed effective. On top of the straw came wool blankets, another marvel of natural engineering. Wool trapped air and wicked away moisture, keeping monks dry and warm even in damp air. The combination of straw and wool created a personal microclimate, reflecting body heat back to the sleeper. This system, crafted from farm and field, was simple, sustainable, and highly effective. The monks' beds became nests of warmth, proof that survival often depends on humble materials. In the coldest nights, these layers made all the difference. The monks' greatest source of heat was their own bodies. They practiced disciplined stillness, curling into a fetal position to minimize heat loss. This posture, common in mammals, reduced exposed surface area and conserved warmth. Movement was minimized to keep the pocket of warm air inside their bedding undisturbed. Monks slept in their habits, thick woolen robes, adding another layer of insulation. The hood was essential, covering the head and neck to prevent heat loss. Clothing, posture, and bedding worked together as a living insulation system. Each layer, body, habit, blanket, straw, played a role in preserving heat. Stillness and discipline were not just spiritual practices, but survival skills. The monks turned sleep into an act of conservation, protecting the small fire of life through the night. Their methods show that survival is as much about behavior as it is about materials. In the cold, every action mattered.
Monastic life wasn't all solitary cold. There was one room of warmth, the calefactory. This communal warming room, heated by a fireplace or hippocaust, was the monastery's heart in winter. Monks gathered here to thaw, dry clothes, and prepare for work requiring dexterity. Access was regulated. The calefactory was a tool, not a luxury. Scribes warmed their hands here before copying manuscripts, using the heat to keep ink and vellum workable. The room was a beacon of comfort, strengthening community bonds. It reminded monks that while their lives were disciplined and austere, they were not alone. The calefactory's existence highlighted the severity of the cold elsewhere. It was the exception that made the rest of the monastery's chill bearable. In a world of stone and silence, shared warmth was a rare and vital gift. The calefactory was proof that survival was a communal effort.
The struggle for warmth is universal among monastic traditions. While European monks relied on bedding and clothing, others, like Tibetan Buddhists, developed internal techniques. In the Himalayas, monks practiced Tamo meditation, inner fire, using breath and visualization to generate body heat. Advanced practitioners could raise their core temperature, sitting in snow with only thin robes. This was not just psychological. Science has confirmed their ability to control body heat. European monks focused on preserving heat, while Tibetan monks learned to generate it. Both approaches required discipline and a deep mind-body connection. The cold became a tool for training, sharpening focus and self-mastery. Whether through material systems or internal energy, the goal was the same: stability for spiritual growth. Across cultures, the wisdom is shared. Master the body and the mind can flourish. Survival in the cold is as much about inner strength as outer technique. The monk's survival was not due to a single trick, but a layered system. Each element, elevated bed, straw mattress, wool blanket, disciplined posture, supported the others. The calefactory provided communal relief. The cell's design and bedding created personal sanctuaries. The final layer was the monk himself, his habit, posture, and stillness. This knowledge wasn't written in books, but passed down through lived experience. Novices learned these practices as essential to monastic life. The system was a testament to observation, adaptation, and continuity. Each monk became a living repository of survival wisdom. Their methods reveal a profound understanding of nature and the human body. The genius was in harmonizing with the environment, not fighting it. In their quiet endurance, monks left a legacy of practical, layered wisdom. The monks' methods may seem distant, but their principles are timeless. Their layered insulation and focus on conserving body heat form the basis of modern survival techniques. Today's sleeping pads and bags echo the monks' beds and blankets. Layered clothing, moisture management, and minimizing movement all trace back to monastic wisdom. The core lesson: your body is the furnace. Protect its heat. Insulate, stay dry, and shield yourself from the elements. Survival is not about advanced technology, but about knowledge and discipline. The monks showed that understanding heat loss and insulation can overcome even the harshest conditions. Their legacy endures in every camper, mountaineer, and survivor who faces the cold. In their simple, intelligent methods, we find a profound lesson in resilience.